Today I am bringing you what I think is probably, quite simply, the most beautiful boat we have ever had on AQUAHOLIC. No, not this Pearl 62 behind me, lovely though it is. This Spirit 65 DH. This is just stunning. It is art on the water. It is just incredible, and I am completely in love with it, and I'm going to give you a full tour. Now, this is a fascinating boat, not just simply because of the way it looks, and it is incredible inside and out, but also it's been designed to have a really low environmental impact, and we'll get into that when we go into the mechanical areas on the boat. But there's some interesting surprises on here which you might not expect. So we're going to do the full tour, of course. We're going to stop and take a look at it from every angle first though, because that, I think you'll agree, that's poetry, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. Let's take a wander all the way around. She's actually a wood epoxy construction. She's not GRP, everything on here is wood, and it's very much built to last. She's a 2021, they build these in Britain. I think this is something we can be really proud of as well. It's spectacular. Let's come right up to the bow, take a look at her from this side, and then we'll head on board. Look at that. Just stunning. You might notice things like these are all protected. This is because it's winter now, and it's keeping, these are wood cappings on here. It's keeping everything absolutely perfect. And it really is absolutely like new. Let's take a step on board. I'm going to leave my shoes on the deck because it's just too perfect to walk on in anything other than my socks. And here we go. Now I think what I'm going to do is take you inside first of all, because that is every bit as spectacular as the outside. So I want to show you that, but then we're going to take a turn around the decks, of course. We're also going to talk about the mechanical systems, because as I mentioned earlier, those are really interesting on this one. It's been some very, very interesting design. So we'll take a wander around here. We'll come back to all of this, but this of course is the cockpit, as you can probably figure out for yourself. We'll take another look along the boat, but let's step inside and give you a taste of the interior. Now the DH stands for deck house, and that's this raised area here. And what that gives you as we come inside, although the main helm position is outside, it gives you a navigation station and a raised area just here, like so. And that art, that poetry, call it what you will, it's every bit as much down here. This seat, for example, is modelled on an Aston Martin DB5 seat. Beautiful leather upholstery. You've got seating up here as well. You can see it's all button backed, and this is Harris tweed. Just stunning. And then of course you've got the view out here. There's a navigation station, as I mentioned, so that's down here. You've got your multifunction display. You've got some of the instrumentation down here, VHF radio, all that kind of stuff. You've also got a view out from here, both forward and around the boat, but also you can check the sails because they've done this in the deck head. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's although it looks very classic, and deliberately so, it is in fact very modern. So you've got the latest C-Zone system here for controlling the entire boat. All the electrics and that kind of stuff is controlled from there. And you'll see flashes of that as we go around everywhere. Now we're going to step on down into the main saloon. Now it's important to say that when you buy a boat like this, you're not buying it because you want the most spacious 65-foot boat you can buy. Buying a boat like this is like buying a Morgan or a classic Aston Martin. It's designed for style and it's designed for performance. But having said all of that, it is nonetheless 65 foot long, and so therefore the accommodation you do get is pretty special. But it's the look and it's the feel, I think, that really stands out. I mean, this is just cozy, isn't it? You've got your Chesterfield armchairs over here. You've got a lovely little seating area, tuck yourself way down here. You've got sort of the bar area around the galley. It's everything. Every inch of this is fabulous. I mean, you just feast yourself on this interior, and the details keep on going. The coffee machine that we've got on here, very, very expensive. They didn't tell me how much. I won't tell you, it's frightening. You've got all the cooking facilities, of course. You've got cold storage, so all the modern stuff is there. Sink is down underneath here. But I think it's details like this, for me, that really stand out. Fantastic. Worth noting that in the last couple of James Bond films, well, the very latest one and also Casino Royale, they had James Bond sailing a sailing boat, and the boat they put him in was, of course, a Spirit. Smaller ones than this, but nonetheless, you can understand why, can't you? I mean, if you want utter class, utter class and quality, here it is. And talking about a class, check out the crockery. No plastic plates in here. You've got all this kind of stuff. Look at this. All beautifully mounted and tucked away. And if you bring this out, look at this. Proper Wedgwood crockery. Slip that very carefully back in. This is all the way across here. It's all custom made to fit it perfectly. Look at this. Even, you've got to see this, the teapot. How cool is that? And then again, you're looking at the details as you go around. You're looking at this stainless steel work and the wood. It's astonishing. I don't think I've ever been on a boat like this before. It's quite incredible. We've got the mast here, carbon mast, I think I'm right in saying. And that, of course, is keel stepped, so that goes right down through the whole boat. Let's head on forward. Owner's cabin is up here. You might hear the boards under my feet just moving slightly. That's because there's a little bit of maintenance on the boat at the minute. They're unscrewed. Normally those are screwed down and you don't feel or hear those moving. Okay, this is the owner's cabin. As I say, you'll find boats that are more spacious at this size. You won't find boats that are more beautiful and cosy. This is what this is about. It's just fantastic. We've got storage along in place like this, so hanging lockers, for example. You know, all the practical stuff is there. This is the beauty of it. There's a nice little dressing table or desk, or use it however you will. Look at this. Do you see what I mean? I mean, everywhere you look, you've got these beautiful little details. It's utter craftsmanship. It's just awesome. It's almost tempting not to speak and just put music to it. There is a TV in here. As I say, it does have the mod cons. You've got more storage down underneath the bed as well. So these are drawers, like so. There's an ensuite on this cabin as well. That's in here. So toilet is tucked away down underneath there. We've got this beautiful bowl here, and then the rainfall shower up in the deck head. Again, criticise it if you will for the fact that you'll find a bigger ensuite in another boat of this size, but if you do that, you're missing the point, because this is not about space. This is about art. It's wonderful. Look at that. How can you not fall in love with that? Just fantastic. This little fella, in case you're wondering, is a dehumidifier. That's just making sure that the air stays nice and dry. Takes the moisture out. Obviously you wouldn't normally have that there, but because it's winter and the boat's not currently in use, that's just been put in for that reason. Look at these lights along here. Just fantastic. Interestingly, these lights in the ceiling, these are LED colour changing, so you can set those up how you want, have red lighting if you want and so forth. There's a bit more storage here, another hanging locker. Everything illuminated, of course. I must show you as well, again, in the deck head. Look at this. Oh, fabulous. Just utterly fabulous. Okay, let's press on back a bit further. Day head is back here. There we go, again with this gorgeous bowl. And then again, toilet underneath there. And the shower up in the deck head. And you've got opening hatches, a bit of ventilation if you want it, and so forth. Little wave in the mirror, there we go. Okay, back again. Now there are two cabins back here. The one on this side has a double bed, running back like that, very comfortable. And again, hanging lockers and so forth. As you'd expect, it's just a tubular heater on the floor there. Again, just keeping a little bit of warmth in the boat, keeping it nice. I keep coming back to the details on this. They're everywhere. Look at these light switches. Just fabulous. And what that's doing is actually, I don't really even see it on the camera. That's those ones, but there's another one here somewhere. There we go. That is changing the colour of the lights in the ceiling. Fantastic. Don't know how that's showing up, but anyway, there it is. Another cabin over on this side. I'm getting a bit giddy with this one, I will admit that. Here we go. We've got bunks in this side. Again, storage tucked away in places like this. Again, there's gorgeous little light switches. And again, the detailing is just fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. All right, now, I think while we're in this area, I'm going to start talking about some of the really modern bits. So, what this boat has underneath here, if I tilt this fella up, this Aston Martin seat, there we go, you'll start to see some of the absolute cutting edge technology that's in this yacht, because this is lithium ion batteries. It's an entire battery bank, 21 kilowatts worth. And now we're getting into the heart of what this boat is all about, because this boat does not have a conventional diesel engine. This has a pair of servoprop propulsion system motors. They're electric motors with variable pitch sail drives, and they drive the boat along. And now what's brilliant about that, obviously, is the zero emission nature of it and the quietness and all that sort of stuff is great. But also, when you're under sail, those propellers are still spinning and they're recharging and regenerating all of these batteries. So you're creating your own power from the sailing of the boat, and that then of course is powering everything inside. All the lighting and all that kind of stuff is all powered from these. Now there is a backup generator if you got really stuck, if you were at anchor for a long time, for example. You've got other ways of charging this if you needed to, but the idea of course is to keep these charged up as you sail. Just fantastic. I'll show you into the engineering space when we get a bit further around the boat, because that's access from the cockpit, but that is well worth seeing. Let's drop that one carefully back down. There we go. Lovely. All right, let's come back through here, back out of the deck house, and we'll take a look around the outside. First thing of course is this just gorgeous cockpit. The shape of this is fabulous. Table in the centre here. You've got leaves of course that lift up so you can sit around this and dine on a nice day, and you've got that area in there for whatever you want to use that for. If we come right on back, I mentioned she's got twin electric motors, so hence you've got the twin throttle controls. Even these have got the matching wood to match everything else. All of this wood on the outside, I think I'm right in saying, is mahogany. But again, check out this steering wheel. Look at this. Let me come out of the, get it out of my shadow. There we go. It is absolute work of art stuff, isn't it? I don't think we've ever had anything quite like this on the channel before. It's beautiful. Okay, let's press around a bit further. We've got sheet winches here, as you can see. And we've also got a Bermudan rig. This is all carbon spars on here. And the sails are 4T, Forte recyclable sails from One Sails. So even the sails are recyclable. Absolutely amazing. Again, it's all down to the detailing and trying to make this boat as environmentally conscious as possible. If we come up here, you can see now, this is what we were looking up through from the deck house, so that you can check on the rig when you're in there. If we come right on round, completely flush decks then up through here. Just fabulous. That is those skylights that we saw over the main saloon. You can see how those hinge and open for a bit more ventilation if you want it. We've got nitronic rod rigging. So super solid rigging on here as well. Let's come right up to the bow. And then here you've got obviously anchor handling kit, so the winch, the looks like stainless steel chain, and we have an ultra anchor on here as well, if I'm not very much mistaken. Yes, it is. Very nice. Fantastic. Look at that. That's the radar that you can see on there on the mast. That's what I mean about the meld of modern facilities, but absolutely classic styling and build. Awesome. Let's head on back a bit further to show you a couple more of the mechanical areas or engineering areas. We do have, right back aft, some really decent lazarette storage around here. I'll show you this one. You can see what we mean. That opens like that. We've got a lot of the covers in here which have been taken off by Berthon for me, so we can show you the boat properly. But this is a really good size. And the other thing we have in here is a dive compressor and the dive bottles. So that's a nice touch. But yeah, decent sized lazarette in there. Again, you can see the quality and the detailing of things like the piping and so on. Plumbing, I should say. Let's close that one back down. You might think I'm being a bit reverential, and you'd be absolutely right. That's the feeling that this yacht gives you. Just can't stop looking at it and taking it in. It's stunning. Okay, we're going to go down here now, because this is going to take us down. Let's just release the catches. And there we go, it's taking us down into an engineering area. So let's drop down here. You can see how clean this boat is, even in areas like this. Look at this. So we've got steering gear, for example, back here, and then more of the battery monitoring, conditioning, so forth here. So chargers, inverters, all the management systems for the batteries, circuit breakers, all that kind of stuff are all tucked away back in here. All beautifully done, as you'd expect. And then we come around here, you can see there's more circuit breakers for the AC distribution. That sort of stuff is all tucked away in here as well. And then if we look into here, so this is taking us into another engineering area in the yacht. Again, it's just, every element of this is just so nicely lit and laid out and routed. It's fantastic. Now there's a big generator in here. You can see this just on the right of me, just here. And this really you wouldn't overly use, because you're mostly running with that battery bank and charging from the motion of the boat. But it just means that you've got that backup. So if ever you had a situation where you were running short on power, you fire that up, and you of course can charge the entire battery system from that. But yeah, every element of this boat is special. Cool. Okay, let's come back out of here. I think we've done a pretty good job. I mean, you really need to see it to fully appreciate it, but hopefully I have at least given you a decent flavour of what this one is about, because it's magnificent. Only word for it. Let's drop that one back down. Well, that, I think you'll agree, is a pretty comprehensive tour of an absolutely stunning, stunning yacht. Massive, massive thanks to Berthon International. They actually gave me a shout and said, we've got this incredible yacht here, would you like to come and see it? And I said, absolutely. Very, very pleased to come and bring this one to you. Huge thanks as ever to you guys for watching. If you've not subscribed, do me a favour, hit the bell, hit that little button. It'd be great to have you on board, and we'll look forward to catching you on one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.